Um, Thank you all for joining us today. We'd like to welcome you to our Delgado's Workforce IT Tech Talk Thursday. My name is Erin Thomas, and I am the Student Success Specialist for Workforce IT. Also joining us for Workforce IT is Mr. Kelvin Gibson. He is our IT Program Director. So I will put our website in the chat if you want any information on our IT courses we offer at Delgado. And I will also put my email address as well, just in case you have any questions that our website may not answer. So today we have a special presentation for everyone. The topic being preparing for a career in tech with soft skills training at MACXX Academy for our upcoming summer camp that we're partnership with MACXX Academy with at Delgado. I will introduce our moderator, Mr. Barry Harris, shortly, but first, a few housekeeping rules. I'd like to ask everyone to please double check, make sure that your mic is muted throughout the presentation. And also, please hold all questions until the end of the presentation, and feel free to put them in the chat box as well. So as I mentioned, Mr. Barry Harris Jr. will moderate our session today. Mr. Barry is a native of San Diego, California. He completed a bachelor's degree in business administration with a focus on management information systems from Virginia Union University and a master of business administration from Howard University. In addition to developing a career as a health insurance broker and business consultant, Barry co-founded the California-based nonprofit organization Paving Great Futures, whose mission is to increase the health and wealth in underserved communities in order for disadvantaged individuals to thrive economically, socially, and politically. Now based in New Orleans, Barry currently serves as the Vice President of Operations for MACXX Academy. He intends to contribute the mission of developing professionals to compete and thrive in the tech industry. Mr. Barry, the floor is yours.
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Tech Talk Thursday. Want to send a special thank you to Delgado Community College, Ms. Erin Thomas and Ms. Michelle Jackson specifically for allowing MACXX Academy to engage with the students and also just to continue this partnership. At the end of the day, partnership is everything, and making sure that we're communicating and having opportunities. So I really wanted to say thank you to Delgado Community College. I'd also like to acknowledge Mr. Kef Johnson, the founder of MACXX Academy, who had the vision to ensure that we were creating pathways to actually fulfill tech jobs. So a big special shout out to Mr. Kef Johnson as well. Also, I want to thank all of the students that are here today that have shown an interest in MACXX Academy. Our goal today is to give you an introduction, to give you a feel for the program, and who better to tell you about MACXX Academy and to give you a feel for what the program's all about than individuals that have actually been through the program. And so with that said, we have three phenomenal individuals on our discussion panel today, and they've taken time out of their busy schedule to join us and tell us about MACXX Academy, their experiences, and how they've leveraged the Academy to go on in their professional careers. And, you know, like I said, each one of the panelists has gone through MACXX Academy, and we're looking to, you know, kind of poke them a little bit and get some of their wisdom. So I want to start by giving each alumnus of the MACXX Academy a couple of minutes to introduce themselves. But first and foremost, I'll let you know we have Mr. Isaac Poe, Mr. Ladarian Kirkendall, and Ms. Darcel East. And I want to give the floor over to the participants, or shall I say to the alumnus, one at a time to introduce themselves. So we'll start with Darcel. If you can introduce yourselves to the group.
All right, can you guys hear me? Awesome. Well, it's really, really great to be here. Thank you guys for the invitation. I am Darcel East. I currently work as a developer marketing manager, and I live in Dallas, the Dallas area, North Dallas. I'm a graduate of Southern University and MACXX Academy. I participated in the program about 4 or 5 years ago. And I just wanted to, add that this program is the reason I have been able to have such a great, thriving career. So you're definitely going to be happy that you joined in today to talk about starting a career in tech. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Darcel. Next, I'd like to have Mr. Isaac Poe, if you can introduce yourself.
How you all doing? My name is Isaac Pogue, and I am a Southern University graduate 2020, computer science. Currently work for Leidos as a software developer. I got well acquainted with the founder, Mr. Kev Johnson, and his academy about 3 years ago, whatnot. It propelled me to the industry very quickly or whatnot. Being exposed to cloud technologies, also being exposed to different working strategies like Agile and Scrum, things of that nature. Just having that vocabulary and that knowledge or whatnot when on interviews and things of that nature always helped me out, propelled me, really helped me out more than really any experience I had far as job-wise, whether it came from help desk or me being a network admin. But it was a great volatile asset on my resume, things of that nature or whatnot. So I would say that MACXX Academy has played the largest role in my tech career, as far as me coming from ground zero to where I'm at now or whatnot. So I think anyone that does decide to take upon that task and join the academy will benefit from it.
Awesome. Thank you, Isaac. And last but not least, Mr. Ladarian Kirkendall.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ladarian Kirkendall. I'm a graduate from the Southern University. Got a degree in computer science with a minor in cybersecurity. The MACXX Academy definitely is a good program to join. Help you get into tech. I would definitely recommend anybody to do it. Because of the academy, I was able to land my first job, either contract job and my first salary job because of the academy at Air Force Global Strike Command, information technology specialist. I'm very appreciative of the opportunity that I had with the MACXX Academy. I definitely will recommend anyone who's willing to go through the academy, take advantage of the opportunity, network, and just take in everything. Because I use this academy to this day to get other use this academy to get other opportunities within my job.
Awesome, thank you. So again, I want to give a special thanks to all three of the panelists today. I think it's just really important that they're here giving back. It's easy to, kind of go on with your career and do, your own personal thing, but to be able to have the wherewithal to give back and expose others to the opportunity, I just commend all three of you for being here today. So what we want to do is just really have a really organic and honest conversation. There's nothing really super scripted here or anything like that, but we definitely want to hear from all of our panelists on different topics. And at the end, we'll also have a question and answer segment of this presentation. So if you have any questions that arise during the conversation, feel free to put them in the chat box if you can, and we'll circle back around to them. And then also we'll open up for verbal opportunities to ask questions as well. So the first question I like to pose is, how did MACXX Academy help prepare you for the roles that you filled and for the jobs that you're currently in from a job readiness perspective? So we'll start that question off with Darcel.
Awesome. So first thing I think of when I'm thinking about job readiness is, having the wherewithal to understand the stakeholders, because no matter what job you have, right, there's someone who's interested in that productivity. They need you to, submit something at a certain specific time or whatever, because it's going to eventually affect revenue. I thought in tech that it was really a different environment when it came to stakeholders, when it came to customers, when it came to people who are asking you to either build technology, research something for technology, analyze something for technology, something technological. So those things are a lot different than what we experience in our day-to-day jobs if we were doing, a clerical job or something like that. So it does take a specific readiness to work in tech. MACXX Academy from day one definitely made sure we understood the pressure sometimes that developers are under, software developers, project managers, business analysts. They made sure we understood the expectations and made sure we understood the customer. So those three things specifically, if you understand those in a tech role, it helps you to perform at your highest level. It helps you to have proper expectations. And it really is a mind shift. MACXX Academy will provide a paradigm shift as, going from the typical waterfall work environment where someone's at the top and they tell someone under them to do something, and they tell someone under them to do something, and they tell someone under them to do something. That method is more traditional, but MACXX Academy will prepare you from the beginning to how we work today. You have to think about the end in technology. You have to think about the prototype. You have to think about what's actually needed and work backwards. And so I think that job readiness part was made very clear in the academy, for sure.
Awesome, thank you. And I'd like to kind of pose the same question over to Isaac and give you a chance to chime in. From a job readiness perspective, how was MACXX Academy important in preparing you?
Well, first off, me being a software developer, I'm more so technical than anything. So Darcel did touch on some good things or whatnot, which is true about the stakeholders, things of that nature, and how they do play a pivotal role when it comes to making deadlines, whether you're in software development, whether you're part of the IT security team, and you might need to get some patches to a server in a certain amount of time, or you might have a dedicated time in a month where that may need to happen for security updates, software updates, things of that nature. So across IT, you have a plethora of things or whatnot that will kind of make you have to deal with stakeholders. So she was real knowledgeable on that. So I will say, in my opinion, for me, your skill set, certifications and things of that nature, whatever you're trying to do, make sure you're passionate about it. Make sure that when you are doing your one-on-ones and things of that nature, or you're going through the program with MACXX Academy, make sure that you're passionate with your work and things of that nature, because when it comes to, like, for me, like being a software developer, recruiters, they love to see your GitHub. They love to see things that kind of profess that you have a need outside of a paycheck to want to do these things or things of that nature. I feel that getting certifications kind of boosts your value or whatnot. I know most of us on this channel are probably in IT and education or whatnot already. So your value goes up when you get those certifications. That's your project. Kind of like, if you're not a developer, I kind of find like certifications kind of boost your equity. I feel like you have people who, per se, is nothing against them, but I've seen it where I walk on a job and I have a bachelor's degree, and you have people that don't necessarily might have the same credentials in education as you do, but because of the certifications and experience, you have employers that will gravitate towards those individuals. So I want to stress that we should want to advance and enhance our skill set. Technology is forever learning. There's new things coming out every day. And me, for sure, being as a developer, I have to stay up to date with technologies and new tools and things of that nature. So in my opinion, I would say that skill set, certification, and just marketing and branding yourself through your knowledge will be one of your probably best helpers or whatnot, just outside of the knowledge you have, just showcasing your skill set. And that's my take as to what MACXX Academy provided to me on another scale, rather than just learning about case studies and stakeholders and learning the business side to IT. So,
absolutely, thank you. We definitely appreciate that perspective. And Ladarian, want to definitely give you a chance to chime in as well from a job readiness perspective. Any thoughts or what would you like to add to the conversation?
Yes, so for my opinion, I think MACXX Academy definitely has gave me the perspective of how, I'm an awesome IT guy, so how to deal with people that's like business analysts. So the structure of how we have to work with each other, and like everyone says that we gotta get certain deadlines before, you know, before the deadlines, because we have stakeholders, we have a lot of money behind these projects. For me personally, at my job, I think MACXX Academy definitely helped me show me how to work with other people, because that's very important, especially even in my particular position right now. Uh, we deal with certain weapons, and then everybody at the Air Force base, we all have a particular uh, position that we all have to work and depend on each other. So MACXX Academy definitely gave me that perspective of how we can work together, get the project done on time, how to work with other people, like, because we work with Lockheed Martin and people like that, where they, pretty much got some of the contract jobs, but they still have to go through us and, get certain things for the risk management framework. So that was my opinion on my perspective of the academy, how that pretty much helped me to this day learn how to work with other people and try to get things, before the deadline.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So just based on the response, it just sounds like there's definitely a blend of both soft skills and certifications that MACXX Academy kind of provided for the alumni in terms of job readiness. So appreciate that feedback. Want to move on to another question, more so focused on the program itself. Wanted to know some general things like what was the cost of the program, how long did it last, and how challenging was it? Both from an overall perspective and from your own personal perspective. So I'd like to start with Isaac, if you can kind of chime in how, in terms of cost of the program, how long it lasts, and the challenges that you faced in the program.
Challenges. Well, I would say I will start out first. Cost wise, being that we did it through university or whatnot, kind of had a scholarship set up, so we didn't have to pay too much, really, maybe like a couple of $100 maybe out of pocket, really, things of that nature. But the cost side wasn't too bad, anything. I will say that we did have a real tedious training when it came to our cloud technologies, us working with AWS, things of that nature, working with EC2 clusters. I might be speaking above people's heads or whatnot, but those certain tools in AWS we had to use or whatnot. I remember we had to kind of build we had to rebrand the website on AWS on the back end using Python, things of that nature, for e-commerce website. I believe also that the toughest part may have been just the coding side. I feel that the business side came natural or whatnot, being that it's more so just a knowledgeable thing, and depends on how much you read and how much you decide to gain knowledge on your case studies and things of that nature, and also how you plan on to set up your topologies and all those things when it comes to building out different methods of business plans, and how much a project may cost, how much should I pay my developers or my business analysts, how much my team should get in a portion. So, I mean, we learned all those good things, but I would have to say that the heaviest impedance for us may have been the coding side or whatnot. Just for an example, when we went through our little cloud practice, because that was our focus or whatnot, pretty much just cloud and business or whatnot. So I would say just the technical side may have been the more heavier portion when it came to the academy or whatnot, but I would say that marketing and business, it comes natural. So, I mean, coding, you just have to have that knowledge or that want to get that project done, or the want to find a solution for things. So that's my example or whatnot, or what I faced as far as being in the program or working through different courses, or working through that main course or whatnot, I would say, or whatnot.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, definitely. Now, as we're talking and as you're listening in, if there are any questions that are arising as our panelists are speaking, maybe there's some acronyms or things of that nature that you may want to have more information on, feel free to drop a line in the chat, and that's always something that we can circle back around to as well. But Isaac, thank you for that perspective. Ladarian, I'd like to hear from you in terms of cost of the program, the length of the program, and the challenges for you that you face. Can you kind of share with the group your perspective?
Okay, yeah, for the cost, I'm really not sure, because like Isaac pretty much said, that we kind of got it paid through our department. So, because that was our department was trying to help us get into cloud. So the challenges for me was just getting exposed to cloud. But like Isaac said before, if you have that will to want to learn new technologies and learn how to get stuff done, then this is going to definitely be the opportunity for you to take advantage of. I think it was maybe 2 or 3 months. That's how long the program was. So I kind of treated that as like an internship. I wasn't able to get one when I was in school, so that was the only opportunity I had. And like I said before, just because of this program helped me get to where I am right now. So one of the other challenges you might face is you might be working with some teammates that not willing to pull their end of the bargain, and you got to learn how to maneuver that, which I learned, to this day. Like at my job, you got certain people just my job is really not hard. It's just managing other people, because you got to depend on other people to give you information to do your job. So it's not the job itself that you gotta, figure out, learn how to, go through those experiences. And I feel like that the program helped me with that, because we had certain people on our team wasn't willing to pretty much give us any help. But, like I just said, the IT part was definitely the hardest part in my opinion, because it was just 2 developers, and we kind of had like 3 or 4 business analysts, and we just had to get it done at the end of the day. So that's my opinion, my experience on that.
Absolutely. And I really appreciate actually the points that you made in working with other individuals. I mean, at the end of the day, humans were an imperfect product. And so, there's going to be obstacles, whether you're talking about on the job, at school, in a program, in terms of working with other individuals. But I think this is a great opportunity to hone in on that skills, on communication and relationship building and things of that nature. So really appreciate your perspective and you addressing that. Darcel, how about yourself in terms of cost of the program, the length of it, and some of the challenges that you faced or experienced? Can you share with us?
Sure. So the cost of the program, I do want to piggyback on what Isaac and Ladarian said. The university makes an investment, and we were able to get a scholarship for the program. So I don't have the exact cost, but the prerequisites for getting that scholarship, were pretty intense. We had to apply and things like that. So we had to apply for it, and the cost didn't cost us anything. But the program was a week long, and I think that's the standard amount of time for the program, is about a week. And that's because, it's literally like a crash course that can get you prepared for a tech job immediately. And so I think we started early, like 7 in the morning, and we weren't finished until like 8 p.m. or something like that. Difficulty level, I would say, I remember the first day, they, stressed to us that it was difficult work. It was difficult work. Some people may not feel like it was for them. But the reason, and I want to make sure I'm being clear, Ladarian and Isaac are amazing developers. I am actually not a developer. I work on the project management and business side of development. And right now my current role is the marketing side of being a developer. So you understand what you need to understand, but when you have those soft skills, leadership, you have the soft skills of being great at being analytical, You have the soft skills of being able to really follow up time management and scheduling. You can do just as well with those things as you could as a developer. And I have experienced great success with, in the project management business analyst space. So I would definitely say the difficulty level at the beginning, being that I did have a computer science course before the MACXX Academy, the week-long event, I definitely found it to be a little challenging, but it was such a good challenge for me. It gave me everything that I wanted to know, everything that I needed to know to make sure that I was prepared to work in an agile environment in a tech company. So I would definitely say, if you are up for a challenge, you have a week. You have 1 week of your life that you can, lose a little bit of sleep because you may at some points, and work really hard to make sure that you accomplish your goals. Ladarian and Isaac, like I said, are great developers, and they were definitely on our team. But the work is definitely out there, the work for developers, but the work also for project managers, the work for business analysts, it's out there. Having the skills and being able to actually, put that on paper is going to be the difference for you. So that's my point.
Awesome. And Darcel, I actually had a follow-up question that I'll start with you and
Okay.
also slide over to the other gentleman. Wanted to discuss the instructors at the MACXX Academy. How would you rate the instructors, and what was your experience in interacting with the instructors in the program?
My experience, first of all, Kef Johnson, who's here on the call, who's the founder of the Academy, I will give Kef a 12 out of 10. Not to be flattering, but because his experience and his knowledge base is so deep. And sometimes with technical people, they have a hard time communicating those technical details to someone who may not be on that level. So I was very impressed with Kef's ability to speak to someone like myself, who was just, trying to finish my engineering degree, trying to get a really good paying job, not an expert in any manner of the word. And a lot of things that were even over my head. Kef literally took his time. He told me to come see him, email him. I would email him tons of questions. He would spell it out for me. He was very prepared as far as making sure, the whole whiteboarding thing was just amazing. We would come in and there were so many details on the board, you would feel like there's no way I'm gonna learn all this today. But Kef would make sure that we got through that information. And he was just very, very good at being patient enough to drill us for that week and making sure that we all understood. We'll start where it's all over our head, but by the time you get to the third day, you're like, okay, I got this, I got that. So you can build on that. And I really appreciated that about Kef. So I would definitely give him a 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10.
All right. And I would like to hear feedback from Lidarian as well in terms of your experience with instructors. How would you rate instructors, and how was that interaction when you experienced the program?
Yes, with Kelp, it's definitely good able to have an instructor that, one, if you was ever at the computer science department, you could understand that sometimes we don't really get those instructors that look like us and speak like us, so it's kind of much hard to understand them. But in the tech world, that's life. So having somebody that we can fully understand the words and understand what they're saying and be able to break down the material was definitely good for me. And I was definitely eager to come every day and learn from Kev because he has so much knowledge, and definitely get him out a 12 out of 10 on my end, pretty much. Definitely one of the best instructors.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you. And Isaac, we want to hear from you as well in terms of the instruction and the course and your experience with the instructors.
Yes, sir. Well, to piggyback off of Ladarian and Darcel, I will have to give Kef a 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10, the instructors as well that helped us during that week or whatever. I will say that the relationship doesn't stop there. That's the good thing about MACXX Academy being alumni. It's like you can always go back to your high school or your elementary school, middle school, and walk the hallways, or like even being a college alumni, you can go back to your campus and walk the yard or whatever. It's the same thing with MACXX Academy or whatnot. They're never not too far away, no matter where you live at, whatnot. Kel's a phone call away, email him or whatever professional that he may point in your direction or whatnot. I would say that the one-on-ones, the ability to even show us that he cares or that they care or whatnot. I would have to say that it makes you feel good, and it's good to know you have professionals in your corner. Just the expertise that Kel showed us or whatnot that he had. It kind of bestowed upon me like that I want to one day be the expert that he is or whatnot on both sides of the field, whether it's on the hardware infrastructure side of IT or where I'm at now, being on software development or whatnot. So I just find it that it's amazing to know someone that is well versed in this industry or whatnot, even on the marketing side, or even when it comes to recruiting or whatnot, or getting people ready for these jobs or whatnot. I mean, he's pretty much he's pretty much a walking market or whatnot when it comes to IT. So, and he's very knowledgeable. Like I said, just like them, I would have to give him well over a 10. And like I said, the good thing about it is that the relationship does not stop when you finish the academy or whatnot. It keeps going or whatnot. That's the beautiful thing about it. I kind of feel like I never graduated, being that how much we still communicate after 2-3 years or whatnot. So, like I said, it's beneficial, and I would low-key suggest that everyone would take a chance at it or whatnot, because like I said, just you may pay for the course, but being able to keep that relationship for a lifetime or a decade or years afterwards is way more like you can't put a price on it really. So I would have to give the Academy and Mr. Kelv Johnson a thumbs up heavily.
All right. Well, it sounds like Mr. Johnson's getting some pretty high grades here, so that's a good thing. I wanted to kind of point out and piggyback on the importance of the relationship. So it sounds like each of you, not only did you have a good experience during the program, but it sounds like you each had the ability to tap in with Kef or reach out to him even after the program and really piggyback or pick his brain on different things. Would you say in general that's been the case for each of you?
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Oh, definitely. Networking
Definitely.
Yeah, networking is key. Networking is key.
Definitely. Another thing I kind of wanted to touch on and point out is cultural competency, and especially in the IT industry. You know, a lot of times we do have to work with individuals maybe that are from a variety of backgrounds and things of that nature. However, sometimes when transferring knowledge and information, having an instructor that's culturally competent and kind of understands, you know, kind of us and our upbringings or just our nature, you know, I think that's very helpful. I'd like to ask, what are your thoughts on diversity and representation within the tech industry? And so I'll start with Ladarian. What are your thoughts on diversity and representation in the tech industry?
Okay. I believe like right where I'm at from with the Air Force, obviously there's a lot of diversity in the tech industry. I'm definitely seeing a lot of black females you know, moving towards this way. Obviously we need more of you know, African Americans in a whole, because there's a lot of other races that, you know, pretty much establish themselves within the tech industry. But I believe that we're growing. Obviously, I'm in the cybersecurity space, so we need more of those, especially you know, black females. You know, just to help us dominate this space, because there's a lot of good jobs out here, a lot of benefits. If you want to work for the Air Force, I was able to land a good paying job that gave me $30,000 on my student loan. and a $20,000 signing bonus. And I could get any certification, go to school, go get my master's degree, paid for 100%. So, and all this happened is because of the MACXX Academy. So that's why I'm, on this call trying to encourage everybody to continue the education, continue to network. It's all about who you know, because somebody helped me get into this position because I've been, laying the groundwork of just networking with everybody, keeping tabs with everybody, professors, instructors, it doesn't even matter, classmates. So I see it is growing, but obviously we need to definitely continue to keep, bringing more people in of, African Americans, so we can definitely dominate the space.
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate that feedback. And I wanted to actually pose the same question to Darcel. Darcel, what are your thoughts on diversity and representation within the tech space?
Awesome. I love this question because no matter how you cut it, I'm the only person that looks like me most times on my job. And so I am thrilled that I have this opportunity. I feel very blessed and I feel very grateful. But I would definitely say, and I see so many women on the call, it really excited me a lot because there were so many women in the program, Black women. And so I just, my spiel is this. I believe that sometimes our motivations are different, right? I have 4 children and I, was already in school. That was already a difficult situation. And sometimes when we, even being on this call, we're here and we're thinking about, well, maybe I'm not able to do it because I have all this going on and I have this and I have that. But I can definitely say taking a chance on yourself and your education, especially as a Black woman, I know there are a lot of challenges that we face. And everyone in my group, Isaac, Ladarian, they all knew that I had children and was very busy. But, I just feel like it's worth it. All the difficulty, the things I experienced on the job. MACXX Academy made sure that when it came to cultural readiness, that Kef stopped to explain to us before we did our presentation, the expectations that that were going to be, expected of us from the stakeholders, from, even those that are on our team. People are expecting us to be able to articulate, communicate, and whatever it is that we need to do in that space. I just appreciated that Kef, made us ready because it's not the same. Talking on this call is a little different than when I'm giving a marketing presentation about, Cisco and Google and Microsoft and what they are purchasing this month. It's very different because my audience is different. So I would definitely say, don't think that you don't have the skills. Don't think that you cannot do it. You have what it takes. There needs to be more of us represented. And I love, like I said, love seeing so many women on the call, so many women that are taking a chance on themselves and applying for this program is 100% taking a chance on yourself. At the end of the day, it's going to be you that has to make sure that you produce and fulfill those roles, whatever role it is that you end up choosing or getting from Kef at the MACXX Academy week-long event. So I feel like this is definitely a blessing to our community. MACXX Academy is a blessing to our community because I'm 100% sure that my journey would have gone differently as an African-American woman. And that was the most important part for me, is to understand that, yes, I was going to have good grades. Yes, I was going to get my degree. But then the struggle that was going to begin after graduation, I did not have to experience. And I told Kef all the time, I want people to look for me. I want jobs to look for me. I don't want to have to go searching for jobs. I've seen it every day, you know, where people will put in 500 applications in 1 month. You go through this academy, people will look for you. That is the difference. When you go through this academy, jobs will be looking for you. They get points for you being there. HR, you know, if you're an African American, they're going to get something out of the deal as well. So people will look for you, not just, you know, you're competing with everyone who has a degree, that's great. But when you have the soft skills, when you have the skills to be a project manager, business analyst, even a supporting developer role, even understanding agile methodology, even IT, the beginning of IT administration, whatever it is, those skills will make you so valuable and marketable that jobs will look for you. And that was one of the best parts of the program for me.
Absolutely. Thank you, Darcel. Thank you for sharing that. And I did want to also get Isaac, your perspective and your thoughts on diversity as well as representation within the tech space.
Being honest, being a young Black man in tech, I will not lie. You will have employers that may doubt you at times. Like Darcel said, like for me, every tech job I've had since the academy, dating back from the summer 2020 till I got out of school and I started applying in the middle of the pandemic. Every job I've had, I pretty much been the only person that looks like me on the job. And then if I did have another person that looked like me, they were a woman or whatnot. So I would say that, you know, diversity in tech still does need work. We still need improvement. I feel like that we shouldn't be so much of a minority anymore, being that I do see a lot more of us coming into tech, whether we have education or not. And I find that as a beautiful thing. I find it as a beautiful thing for those who are on the call right now. I'm looking to enhance their lives and make a transition, however. I will also say that the academy event, like I said, with your skill set, it'll speak for itself. Sometimes some people can't really cheat you, or HR can't toss your application in the trash can when you look on paper, when you have the knowledge on paper. And then when that knowledge on paper proceeds and it matches the technical screens, the phone screens, things of that nature, I believe that builds your character up and it pushes you over the top to where you sometimes don't have to succumb to the doubt sometimes, or succumb to the possibility of possibly losing your job or getting fired because somebody doesn't understand cultures, or there's a cultural imbalance in the office space. I will say the best way to combat that is to have the skill set or whatnot, because what you're there for on the job, because you have that skill set, you know. And I feel like as long as your skill set talks and walks for you, I feel like nobody else can do that. And so with that being said, like I said from the beginning of the call, I just want to make sure that we stress on our skill set side, that we pay attention to that, and that we also make the steps and the necessities to be, I don't want to say perfect, but be well versed in what you put on your resume, what you say that you know, things of that nature or whatnot, so that you can be an asset to a company and you can be even more of a reliability to yourself or whatnot. So I would say that's how I view cultural and diversity in IT, and I would say that's how I would, and that's how I would view is how the academy prepped me in handling any cultural imbalances, whether it was good or bad or whatnot. I just feel, like I said, the skill set, it speaks for itself, and I feel like MACXX Academy does a good deal of getting you ready, whether the challenges are there or not, whether they're hard or not. I feel like that's what the academy does. What it's there for is to get your skill sets into a real pivotal transition or whatnot, to where you can be on the job or whatnot. So I just want to stress, I just feel like let your skills and your game talk for you. So that's my.
Absolutely. Thank you, Isaac. And I'd just like to piggyback on everything that kind of everyone has said in terms of diversity and representation. You know, MACXX Academy, we really want to serve as a bridge and a liaison to make sure that there is proper representation in the industry. And I think that starts with all of us on the call. You know, the partnership that MACXX Academy has with Delgado, and also with you know, even the students on this call. And just making sure that we're putting our best foot forward to ensuring that we have the soft skills and the certifications and the skills and the ability to really diversify this industry. Because as we all know, tech isn't going anywhere. Day by day, we're advancing more and more. So I think we're all in the right space and having the right conversations. And it's really important that we see diversity within the industry. So I commend everybody's perspective on that. I want to shift as we kind of get close to closing out here. I want to shift into post-program. And you guys have touched on it throughout the conversation today, but we want to talk about what type of jobs are available, in the space and after going through the MACXX Academy. And then also, how do you feel that the MACXX Academy framework assisted you personally with finding a job? And also kind of how did MACXX Academy help you once you were on the job? So kind of threefold question there. Could start with Darcel in terms of what types of jobs are available? How are you helped in finding a job, and how are things now that you're in a role?
Awesome. This is a great question. First and foremost, I'm going to definitely agree with what Lidarian and Isaac said about having KEF support after the program. A lot of people say they'll mentor you and they'll help you. But when I called KEF, he answered the phone. When I asked questions about, what kind of roles that I would be competent for, the best thing that I love that he did was he did an assessment of what he noticed about my skill set. He noticed my skill set and my strengths during the course. And so as far as the types of jobs, because sometimes we're not always 100% sure. We know we want to work in tech. We know we want to work, at a company that's going to pay us for our worth. But sometimes we're not always 100% sure about the types of roles. And when you're talking about the difference between a project manager and a program manager, or a solutions architect versus a developer, or for me, it's product owner and a product manager, all of these different roles in tech. KEF is, really, really well versed in all of these roles and understanding how these things work together. One thing I would love to say about it is, the company I currently work for. So right after the program, a company, actually I had I think 4 different companies reach out to me, and I had 4 different offers. One was Lockheed Martin, one was Raytheon, one was Texas Instruments, and the other was another, all like Fortune 100 companies, Fortune 50 companies. And I had the opportunity to choose. What they highlighted was they highlighted the soft skills, the skills that I learned at the MACXX Academy were really what they were after. Even and the the part of having the degree on top of that really just pushed me over to be able to have people reaching out to me. But some of those roles, like I said, you may work right now as a customer success representative, but when you're at a tech company, they have customer success, but it's going to be from a tech perspective. It's going to be with tech companies, and having this knowledge, it's going to be a much different pay, for sure, on just a regular tech customer success rep and a customer success representative in the tech space. Finance, right? You may work finance, or you may have a finance degree, but with these agile methodologies and Scrum skills, the finance department at a tech company is going to look for you. And what we all know is those jobs pay. These jobs are more competitive and they're higher paying. So yes, you may have, the degree, you may have these other skills and this experience. You may say, I worked here, or I did this, or I did that for the military. That's great. But when you add the tech skills, the soft skills, you become so valuable to the tech realm, and you can really double sometimes your pay. And so I really just wanted to stress that there are so many different roles. I started out, I started out as a product marketing manager. And I was able to use what I learned in weekly sprints, which are our week-long planning sessions. I was able to use that. So you're definitely going to use all those things. I started as product manager, and now because I had the developer history, I'm in developer marketing. So that's where I am right now. And you definitely will increase your value with the skills you learn.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. What I want to do before we start taking questions, we're running short on time here, but I did want to give each of our panelists the opportunity to kind of give some parting words, share anything that they wanted to share. And then also if, you wanted to add anything to the conversation as far as finding a job or jobs that are available as we're closing out here, feel free to do that. But starting with Lidarian, I just wanted to know if you can provide any final thoughts on MACXX Academy and maybe a bit of advice for students considering joining the program.
Okay, my final thoughts is pretty much thankful for the opportunity. Make sure to take the opportunity if you deciding to join the academy, please, and just know that you have to put in work, because put in work, hard work. You'll see your pretty much your blessings, and that's pretty much what happened with me, Isaac, and Miss Darcel. One thing I definitely will say, if you're looking for a job in the government space where it has a lot of good benefits, look into cybersecurity, because that's one of the jobs that I'm hiring a lot right now. Get a cyber security plus, and that should help you with an associate degree or a bachelor's degree. Doesn't matter. It's people on my team that has a bachelor's degree in something else, but they have a cybersecurity and certification, and they got a master's degree in cybersecurity, and pretty much making enough good money. And so that's my thoughts, and pretty much.
Thank you. Thank you. And Isaac, some of your parting thoughts, advice you'd give for those considering joining the MACXX Academy?
Well, I would definitely consider everyone on the call to take the advantage, because that's what it is, an advantage. And I would definitely take this opportunity to gain some more skills, whether it's technical or non-technical, relating to IT or whatnot. Just take it all in and soak it up. I want to say that with the roles and things of that nature, like Darian said, cybersecurity is open right now. I know a lot of people may not like to code or whatever, but if you do, just make sure you're building those projects and building a portfolio and things of that nature. And also, if you're just trying to get in where you can or whatnot, if most of you all are in school, I would get a cloud support job or some type of help desk job so I can go ahead and get that working experience already and go ahead and show employers that I do have IT experience and an IT background or whatnot. So with that being said, and Lidarian can vouch in the past year, just the one-on-ones with Kelf or whatnot, the one-on-ones, like the mock interviews, things of that nature. Me wanting that knowledge of IT infrastructure outside of software development, you want to be an expert, just having that network admin, system admin, IT help desk between those jobs until now. Every time I've gotten a new job or whatnot, I have increased my salary vastly or whatnot, just off the knowledge from the job or the knowledge I may have gotten from Kelf or the knowledge that I may have just remembered and always retained in my head back from the academy or whatnot from several years ago. So it's always a spinning wheel. So I just want to say the academy did help me up my salary too. I will admit to that, going from job to job or whatnot. So like I said, it has its advantages, and IT is a growing space. So that's my parting words.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And so, Darcel, if you can give us some of your parting thoughts in about 60 seconds. And then we want to open up for questions as well. But Darcel, I definitely wanted to give you an opportunity for your parting thoughts.
Right. Can you guys hear me? My sound may be a little low.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, great. I just wanted to add, I've said a lot today, but I just want to add that, it is a difficult program. It was hard, but like I said, take a chance on yourself. Anything that you don't understand, Kev will explain. So if you would like to reach out to me, definitely do so. I'm on LinkedIn. And also, I host events once a month or a quarter called Happy Hour. I'll put a link in the chat if you guys want to learn something new in the software development realm. It's for people who develop, but it's also for people who are in tech. So you'll get to meet people there and things like that.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. And so I'd like to transition to the Q&A session of this session. And Aaron, if you'd like to open it up for questions, we'd be glad to entertain those.
All right. If anyone had any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I believe we did have one from Michelle. How long is the program?
All right.
I'm not sure who may want to answer, alumni or Barry or Kev.
Yeah, the program is 1 week long. Exactly 1 week long. We normally run it for 8 hours a day. We're considering running it now for about 4 hours, so make it a little bit more intensive, but still focus in getting the same impact.
All right. Did anyone else have any other questions? That's the only question I'm seeing in the chat currently. Any more questions before we wrap up?
And I do see where Darcel dropped her link for the happy hour. I think that's a good resource for those that are interested in learning more about tech or maybe even further in the conversation. So definitely take heed to that. Check out that link in the chat.
And also I've added the link for sign up for the Summer Tech Intensive as well. It's in the chat. And so anyone that wants to sign up can go there. Make sure you put your email and a contact number in there, and we'll have one of our folks, reps, Ms. Kelly, to get with you guys and get you all signed up. Okay.
Okay, we did have a few more questions come through the chat. Mel E, will there be potential employers involved?
Yeah, we have what's called channel partners. These are companies that we've been sort of working with to onboard and hire candidates coming through the program. So at the end of the week, they will actually be involved throughout the week in monitoring and measuring your guys' progress, and they will choose what candidates they want to hire at the end of the week during the competition.
And one additional question from Tyler Hayes. Is it for college students only or alumni as well?
No, it's a workforce development program, and Kelvin can probably, add to this. But it's definitely for grads, undergrads, and people in the workforce today. We do have some prerequisites. We do require that you have at least 1 or 2 certs in the technology space and have some idea or have some domain knowledge or have worked in a capacity in the job somewhere where you've held, like customer service or mortgage or something. You understand process systems, customer service, that kind of thing. And we'll make it easier for you to assimilate the tons of information you're going to receive in the middle in the course of a week and help you sort of transform that into how you're going to create success for yourself throughout that week.
We have one additional question from Melissa. She said, thank you for great information. Look forward to learning more about the Academy. Any fall classes are offered?
Kev, I believe you're on mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we run the program at least 3 times a year at different universities. Kelvin and I are definitely talking about hosting a follow-up class at Delgado as well. So once we figure out the schedule for that, we'll definitely publish that to everyone.
All right. Well, I do not see any additional questions. I would like to thank all 3 of our presenters and our moderator for a great Tech Talk Thursday. If you want any additional information on any upcoming Tech Talk Thursday, please visit Delgado's website or our Facebook page. We also have available classes coming up in IT. We have our IT fundamentals course starting next month, as well as cybersecurity and our Scrum Master course. And as I mentioned earlier, please feel free to visit our website for more information on those courses, as well as send me any questions you may have. I put my email in the chat earlier, and I will put our Facebook link in the chat now, just in case you want to see any additional upcoming Tech Talk Thursdays. And if that is all I have, if anyone else has anything, any questions, as Kev said, he put the link in the chat for registration, and I put my email for any additional questions. And I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you again all for joining us. Bye.